I'm so excited. Charli D'Amelio is here. I don't know if you know her, you guys. I don't know. She only has 151 million just on TikTok.
I think so. Yeah.
Can I ask you, because I'm wondering, like, when you get to a certain millions, does it not even matter anymore? Like 100, 120, 130, 140. Like it's
Yeah, I think for me, because so much of this happened during COVID, it's really hard to understand that those are real people that are watching you. Even like over 500 people, like anything above that, I think is a lot. You can't see truly how many people it is. And I think it's almost better that way because it makes it really scary if you
if you
try
really
to
think about it.
think about how many people that is.
Because I feel like I've seen creators with like smaller numbers, let's say 3,000 people. Okay. And the way they talk about it is so I feel like helpful for newer people is like imagine 3,000 people in a
Yeah.
room. That's a lot of people that are choosing to follow you. And with you, I feel like not imagining it is better because if you imagine 151 million, that's like,
It's almost like scary the amount of people that can see the videos you're making by yourself.
so do you, because of that, do you overthink things that you put out, like knowing that so many people are watching?
I think now, definitely a lot more than in the beginning. It's just scary because I don't know these people. They don't know me. They see the little videos that, you know, I make. It's really weirdly disconnected. The fans that I have been able to meet have been incredible, and those are the people that I feel like I make my videos for, even when I maybe don't want to or aren't feeling up to it. I think it's those people that really help me feel better about posting.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, there are 151 million. How many of those are like the great people that I meet on the street?
Yeah.
And how many of those are hate watching or negative Nancy's or, like
Yeah.
you can't really know like how it's made up.
Yeah. Or even like, are these people I know? Are these people I've met? Are these people that were just randomly scrolling and like clicked follow by accident? You just have no
Yeah.
idea who these people are watching you. And you just have to hope that they continue to enjoy whatever you make for them.
Do you care about the numbers? Like if I told you, Charlie, I could go through your followers and make sure that only the people that actually love you stay. And I can get rid of all the fucking negative Nancy's and whatever, but you'll stay with 70 million. Would you do it?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think it almost bothers people sometimes that I don't really think about being the best or being
Mm.
first or anything like that. I think it maybe bothers like my team because to me, I only really want to do it if it's fun.
Yeah.
And I don't worry about things like that because whatever, like if everyone decides to forget about me tomorrow, I have to live with that. So I try to just have as much fun as I can and not worry about the things that I can't control.
Like it sounds like you have cuz you're only 19.
Yeah.
Wild. Sounds like you have really good balance that you even have those thoughts of like if it all goes away, like you have those thoughts if it all goes away, like I'll be okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, like you have those thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I I don't know where I don't know how to handle it. I don't know how to think through all of it so much. I just try to I mean, I was always told like through this entire experience like it's going to go away. It's not going to be there forever. Like
Mm.
not no one's going to care about you as much as they do right now. So I've been prepared from the beginning that
Oh.
it's going to, you know.
Like year 1, you're year what, 4 now?
Yeah.
You're like not going away bitches.
Yeah.
Still here.
So I think just preparing myself for the worst, that's kind of how I walk into every situation. And
Well, let's start from the beginning.
yeah.
Cuz for those of you that don't know, Charlie, you're from Connecticut. So New York must feel like home, homish.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you used to come out, like, to the city a lot?
Yeah, I used to dance out here, so I would take the train after school, do my homework on the train, walk to whatever dance studio it is from Grand Central, and then take the train
Did
back
you do
home.
Broadway dance?
Yeah, Broadway Dance Center, Ripley Greer, all of them.
So you're a so that's the thing. I remember when you came out and people were like, "Who's this girl?" Like the difference between you and other dancers, dancey TikTok people,
Yeah.
I'll call it, is that you're an actual dancer.
Yeah, I grew up training dance and everything. I was a competitive dancer. I never really bridged the gap to professional work. I did like little things here and there, little dance things that were outside of my studio. I was on like a hip hop crew out here, which was really fun for a while, but I never broke out into like
Did you
commercial
want to
dance.
though?
Yeah, I would do auditions and everything. I would always get cut. Like I was always so
But you were so
close.
young too. Like,
Yeah, I was
did they
probably
allow
13.
13-year-olds at auditions for
Yeah,
for
there was
backup
like
dancing?
everything. There's little kids that were like 6 and 7 that are better than I could ever imagine being. So it's hard to compete with those like young dancers cuz you're either like in the world like some dance studios that are competitive, that in the professional world is like right next to each other. Like you
Mm.
meet the choreographers that are choreographing for all these people. I wasn't that lucky.
I think you got lucky later.
Yeah, like a lot of those Utah, Arizona, Los Angeles dance studios, like it's very different. I was in Connecticut,
Mm.
so I didn't really get those same opportunities with choreographers until a lot later, like right before I stopped competing was when I started to make all those connections. And then all of this happened, so it was kind of like a couple reroutes.
So tell us how you started then on TikTok. Was it just random?
Yeah. My friends knew me as the dancer in the group, so they would have me learn all the dance TikToks and then teach it to them so they can post it. This was before I even had my own account. Then I was just making videos at school in my school uniform with my friends, like very random.
Yeah. But you started making them up though at a point though, right?
Yeah, I did I made a couple of the pretty viral dances. I don't really think anyone knows which dances were mine because I never really was like, I
Taking
made that.
credit.
But yeah, between making my own and following other people's, it just kind of worked out perfectly. And people started watching a lot really fast.
Tell me about that. So you're living in Connecticut, normalish life,
Yeah, super normal
super normal.
in high school.
In high school, 15 is what, ninth,
I was in my sophomore year.
sophomore year, with your friends hanging out. And then what? Did you go up by a million like in a day?
Yeah, I remember my first trip out to LA. My dad was going out there for work, and I was like, "I have a work opportunity. Can I go out there with you?" And he was like, "Okay." He's always like, "Do whatever you."
What workout do you remember what it was?
It was like I was going to famous birthdays and like doing their little videos. So I was going out there for that, and I was
Oh,
going
I
out
know what you're
there for like a
talking about.
collab.
Wait, what does that mean? It's somebody's birthday and they like order and
Yeah, it's this. I don't even know what you would call them. But they do these like YouTube videos, and I was ready to do one of those. But it's like the actual thing kind of keeps track of famous people's birthdays.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So what they slid into your like TikTok DMs? How does that work?
And they were like, we'd love to have you out and film a video. So I was like, okay, well, now I have a reason to go out there.
Yeah.
And I was going to go and meet some friends, and I did, and it was great. And I started gaining followers really fast. There was like one point where I was gaining like over 1 million followers a day. And that was pretty crazy.
Was every video at that point going viral? I know that TikTok now is like everyone's fighting
Yeah.
for like the viralness.
Yeah, people used to screen record their For You pages, and it would be like 60 videos about me in a row. And it was wild.
What
And
did you think
everyone
was
was like,
happening?
I had no
You were
idea.
like,
I
"Thank
was
you."
just going with the flow.
Yeah.
It started with everyone being like, oh, she's so cool. And then everyone was like, no, we hate her. So everyone was talking about not liking me versus liking me. And
Like you mean the internet was.
yeah, and it was just back and forth, but everyone was making videos. They were like, if you have her in a video, it'll go viral. That was like what people were saying.
Oh, so you mean okay, so you were going viral. I'm a TikTok grandma, so that's why I'm asking. You were going viral, your dancing videos, and then
Mhm.
people you were showing up for people, they started talking about you too in
Yeah,
videos.
like duetting my videos.
Duetting and being like, "Do we like her? Do we not?"
Yeah,
So you're still in Connecticut at that point. Did you
yeah.
start going more to LA?
So I would go to LA on the weekends and like red eye flight back to school in the
But
morning
where
on
would you go? Where would you
Monday.
stay? Like what was the itinerary?
I was staying in hotels with my parents. We would get like an Airbnb out there with the family. And then COVID hit, so I was back in Connecticut for a couple months and then
Did you think COVID was gonna fuck your shit up? Like, were you scared of like it affecting your growth?
I don't even think I was thinking that far into it. I was just so there was so much going on and I was just so excited to be a part of it.
Like you were having fun with it at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, I had so many friends. Everyone wanted to be my friend. I was like, this is great. This is
Wait, when
nice.
everybody wanted to be your friend, were you sus at all? Of like, wait, this is weird. Like,
No, I was really naive and I didn't
mm,
realize how many people weren't actually my friends.
you
And
figured
that
that out, it sounds like,
yeah,
by now.
that realization was pretty hard.
Like from Connecticut, like you're talking about hometown
No,
stuff,
like
LA
in
stuff.
LA. I had my friends in Connecticut and
Those are the same people
yeah,
today.
still friends with them.
Mm.
Love them to death. I can call them anytime, tell them anything. They're like the best.
How do they feel about your success? Are they like, whoa?
They go back and forth where it's like you're not special. Like you're the
Well,
same
you need that
person.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you need that to ground you.
But then it's fun. Like my friends came to Coachella with me and they get like the crazy Coachella experience.
Do you ever feel like you're welcome, you guys?
No, it's like I brought my friends out for it was one of my friends' birthdays. So it was like a fun little thing to do for their birthdays. And honestly, it's like life-saving to me cuz I'm like, "Oh, I get to go places with my friends."
Yeah.
Everyone I feel like loves to have their little group on like shoots with them. I'm always doing things either with my family or by myself. So anytime I do get to bring my friends with me, it's like
That's so cute. Is it
so
hard that they're
nice.
far though? If they're in Connecticut, you're in LA?
Well, they're all in college. So
Oh,
anytime they have a break, I
they'll come
usually let
out?
them come out to me. So it's really nice.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
But you're like, you're Charles D'Amelio.
Yeah.
Does that ever get like, they don't get the life that you're living, or you have money and they maybe have less money. So like, who's gonna pay for dinner kind of vibes?
Um,
Or like
well,
Venmo, are they
anytime
Venmoing you if you pay for dinner?
I guess not like anytime that I invite them to LA, I feel like it's like I'm taking you here. I'm taking you out of school. You're coming to stay with me. Like I have no problem handling that 'cause
Yeah.
I'm the host, you know?
You feel
That's
like
kind of
the
how I
host.
feel,
Yeah.
which is
Were
nice.
you always that kind of a person, like even before you were making your own money?
I always try to be my parents always raised me like you want to be able to take care of people if you are inviting them out, like you tip well.
Yeah.
All of that. I was raised with that mentality. My dad is very like you treat everyone with respect and kindness and handle your always take care of yourself. Even like my boyfriend and I go on dates and we're like fighting over the check. Like
Yeah.
I'm paying it. No, I'm paying it.
Yeah.
It's I'd rather that than have to rely on anybody.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're definitely setting an example of like a working woman, independent, 9 to 5. No, not 9 to 5, but
No.
sometimes harder than 9 to 5, I imagine.
I mean, I definitely my job I'm very very lucky and it's pretty for the most part pretty laid back.
Yeah.
I can dress however I want. I can say whatever I want. I don't really feel like I'm in a box, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But there's some times where it is a lot.
Were you in one of those houses?
Yeah.
Again, TikTok grandma.
Yeah, I was
So,
never like living in the house, like never under contract with anybody for my own sake. That was just not where I wanted to go. But
that's
I
smart. How did
guess
you have that like intuition not to do that?
my parents,
Yeah?
yeah, I always took a lot of guidance from them, and I really appreciate the fact that they helped me understand, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this. Like,
Yeah.
you're
Did you
young.
think about like consider it back then?
Yeah,
The houses.
yeah. It's really easy to
fall into that.
It's so shiny and new.
Yeah. So what happened? Did you go there for a day and like make content?
Yeah, I was always around. I was around a lot of the houses,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like the everyone wanted.
To make content with you.
Yeah.
Wow. How did that feel? Like good or kind of like, no, I don't want to make content with every single person now because you're so
Yeah.
nice. So I imagine like you struggled with that.
It felt good. It felt good to be wanted,
Yeah.
but then, when you're by yourself at night and you see like everyone else hanging out and you weren't invited, that's when it's like, oh, well they wanted to hang out when I was doing something but now it's like, well you're too young. And it's like, well you guys are just all at a house, like I can
Yeah.
I don't really see the issue. And I wasn't young enough to like be in your videos and do collabs, but I'm too young to hang out.
Mm,
Like that was a harsh reality for a while.
yeah. I can imagine that gets, I mean, LA can be like ruthless in that sense. Like everyone's trying to make it.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a piece of people that made it. Do you feel like you learned how to navigate that better now? Like do you have like that sixth sense about people?
I called a lot of the people that, didn't end up being who they were online. I feel like I had a pretty good intuition about it,
Mm,
where a couple weeks before everyone else started to notice, I was like, I don't know if I trust them. It's just something seems off. But obviously when you're the youngest in the group and everyone else has their own opinions and are doing their own thing, they don't always listen. But I ended up being right about a lot of stuff.
so you have a good like intuition and moral
Yeah,
compass, it
but I
sounds like.
also forgive really easily,
Mm.
which doesn't always help.
Yeah, but I feel like it's good for I saw this meme that was like, if you're holding on to stuff,
Yeah.
you're doing damage to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was just I let a lot of people walk all over me for a long time just because I didn't know any better.
Yeah. And that changed, you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
for
Go
sure.
strong, Charlie. So what's different about you to me and noticing like TikTok today, which is different, I imagine.
Yeah.
Like dances are not really the main event.
Yeah.
I used to think that was like what TikTok is because
That
during your time,
it was. That's
yeah,
it.
that was it. Everyone was doing dances. And now everyone's putting on concealer, right?
Yeah, a
Do
lot
you
of
do RWMs?
I mean, yes and no. I try. I feel like for me, I didn't speak for a lot of like my time on TikTok. It was always music. So,
That's the I'm like jealous of that for you though. Like are you so cuz you took what you're good at
yeah.
and you did it and people like that and you didn't need to like, be funny or,
Yeah, I mean, everyone was like, this, she kind of has like no personality. She
oh
doesn't
people
really
are
talk.
mm.
But I love that. I think it's great.
Did
So,
that offend you though if people said that?
no.
That didn't.
Cuz I kind of agree.
What? No, you don't.
I just like to be to myself
Yeah.
and not like talk too much. Now I definitely speak a lot more, but it's
Well, you're so soft spoken. It's crazy. Do you
yeah,
ever yell?
not
Oh
really.
my God. I feel like my voice next to yours is like nails
I
on a
hate my
chalk.
voice though.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, everyone does. So I guess that's a little, but
I
you're
feel
so
like
quiet.
I sound so like I don't know, just so timid.
Huh?
Where
Like
it's
you
almost
wish you
like, is
spoke
she
with,
doing that on purpose? Like I wish I had a little bass to my voice.
like to speak with more like oomph, like
Yeah. Like
confidence.
videos, hearing myself speak is like the worst thing ever.
Really? But that's everybody.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about it. So I kind of do love that for you though, that like you took something you were good at. And at the time when you started, like, did you have any idea of like wanting to be famous? Did you grow up thinking about being famous or wanting like to be in Hollywood?
My dream was to be a backup dancer. That was like only dream that I ever had. So I never expected to be in the forefront of anything.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Who was your main dream, like backup dance for who?
J-Lo and Lady Gaga.
Mm,
Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
they're just incredible.
Did you ever
I want
think of, like, using your connections now to, like,
I
get to
don't
wait, you did do something cool, though, I remember who did you do something very cool with at the beginning? Like, J-Lo.
Yeah,
You did something with J-Lo.
yeah.
What was it?
Um, I got to dance with her, like, right before she did the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
super fun. Got to dance on stage with BB Rexa, which was
Oh,
so
yeah, I saw you
fun.
speak about how she's, like,
Yeah.
how did that connection happen?
She was actually, like, the first person to reach out to me when this all started.
And say what? Like, "I'm here for you?"
Yeah, she's always been someone that I kind of look at as like a second older sister. Like she'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. She'll be there to comfort you, but she's just like strong.
Do you hang out, or is it just, like
Yeah, we definitely have. I just saw her at the VMAs and we like were sitting at a table. Her mom was there, which was that was my first time I met her mom. Just like talking like normal people. She's so sweet.
Yeah, and she's so, like she always stands up for herself, which I really respect, like,
Yeah.
in the media. Um, you were also on Dancing with the Stars. Again, you got to shine. You
Yeah,
won. Were you like, you're competitive as a person, so
definitely.
you wanted to win. I just heard, um, Caitlin Bristow won also, and she was telling me, like, as fun as it is, it's, like, the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah. I definitely it put me through a lot as far as like my personal life, but I also met the best people. Like my partner Mark and his wife have been such rocks for me during like the hardest times of my life,
Hmm.
and I still like talk to them every day. They help me learn so much about myself, and my partner's like he'll tell me, "You need to stand up for yourself. Like, do you want me to call them and tell them that like you're not doing this and you're tired and you need to go to bed?" And I'm like, "I'll tell them." Like
That's
he
sweet.
gets me and he makes me feel like first of all proud of the things that I've done, but also like I can speak up for myself.
And your mom competed at the same time.
Yeah.
Who got cast first? Or was it together?
We actually found out the same time and we got cast together.
How did you feel? What was your gut reaction?
I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I had stopped dancing and I didn't feel like I was at a point where I would do well. And I was just really intimidated, but I also had that feeling that was like, if I don't do it, is my mom still going to be able to do it?
Like, you wanted her to ugh.
So I was
Why are you
like,
the cutest thing fucking ever? I meant, like, were you bummed to do it with your mom?
no,
You wanted to do it with your mom.
I wanted her to be able to do it because it was a dream of hers. And obviously it was a dream of mine too, but the reality of it just seemed too scary. And turns out my partner was thinking the same thing. And then it was just a match made in heaven and one of the best to date career opportunities I've ever had.
Yeah. You would have regretted not doing that.
Yeah. I think it's my favorite thing I've done since I started.
Wow, because it's again, it's the dancing, and that's what you love.
Yeah.
But it's so wild, Charlie, that you're saying, like, you debated not doing it, and one of the motivators was, your mom wants to do it, and you
Yeah.
were scared that they might pull the offer if you don't do it.
Yeah.
Wild. You're such a good girl. She's so lucky to have a fucking kid like you.
Thank you.
Would you wanna do, like, more in that world of dance competitions? Like, be a judge, be a like, something involved in that?
Absolutely. I mean, if they were to do like an all-star season, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You heard that? Would you do, like, a tour?
Yeah, we did. We did Dancing with the Stars tour. And it was
Ah.
so much fun.
I mean, that's really, like, your passion.
Yeah, everyone involved in that show, like crew, pros, everyone. It was the best time of my life.
So I wanna ask more about the TikTok stuff. It's like, nowadays, when people become, creators or online, I'm sure there's a lot that goes into it of, like, "What should I do? How will I go viral?" Like, I would say calculated, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like there was any, like would you attribute, like, it was organic, it was natural, it was putting out videos, this would happen? Or was there a point in your career where you had to be more calculated about, like, "Okay, how am I gonna do, you know what I mean? Like, did you have that?
I think I was wildly unprepared for anything.
Yeah.
I there's no there's no rule book of like what are you supposed to do, what are you not supposed to do. I'm doing interviews, what am I supposed to talk about? I'm working with companies. I'm like
What
in
to
this
say yes
whole
to, what to
new
say no
yeah,
to.
no one's telling me what to do and I don't know what to do. I was 15. Like I'm just trying to do my best. I still can't even put an outfit together. Like I don't know how this works. So I kind of just had to figure it out as I went and
Yeah.
hoped that the people that were giving me that were helping me had my best interest at heart. That was really all I could count on.
Yeah. And BB Rexa for some advice.
Yeah, she's a queen.
For some, because she was at that point, like, were there any other, like, famous people or creators that you like that you were like, "Hey, like, help me navigate this crazy world?"
I think my best times for advice, like I remember one time, this is so crazy, but J Lo actually asked me to come to her offices and I went with my parents and we ended up sitting and having like such an amazing conversation and I left asking my parents like, "Did you guys set that up? Like was that an intervention? You can be honest cuz I was really struggling." And she told me exactly what I needed to hear without even knowing that I needed it. And I feel like everything that I've heard from these really influential people has been like a happy accident that just I really needed that today and they didn't even know it.
Oh, wow. So what was the reason that she called you in? Just to meet you?
Yeah, just to like talk, just to like see what was going on. It
Was this
was
pre-Super Bowl or post?
post.
Oh,
It
it was
was
after.
so random.
Crazy.
Yeah, and
Do
it
you love,
just
so she's one of the greats.
yeah, she's every time I see her has just been absolutely incredible and
I
she's
know, and
such a
by the way, you guys,
mom.
J-Lo gets a lot of flack. She'll say it too, like, people are like, "She's a diva, she's," I got to interview her for something, and everyone scared me, and she was the nicest
Yeah.
ever. I was like,
She's
"Why does she get
very,
that
like,
rep?"
protective, especially at the time I was so young. You could tell she was, like, mom instincts, it was really sweet.
Oh, that's fun.
Um, and I think she just when it comes to work, she knows what she likes,
Yeah, she's a
and
boss.
I think that that's awesome. I'd so much rather that than have someone that, "Well, I don't know, like, whatever works for you." When it comes to doing something that they're passionate about, you wanna execute it how you're envisioning it.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
and tell me about bringing your family into the fame world, because Dixie's also, like, huge, and your parents are on the reality show, The
Yeah.
D'Amelios, and they're also known in their own right now. Did you ever imagine that would happen? Like, at the beginning, I'm assuming you thought like, "Okay, here I am, like, blowing up." Did you think your family would come into it too?
Definitely not to the extent that it has. I feel like I've always been very close to my family, so when it came time to moving across the country, definitely I was 16 when we moved. I I mean it makes sense to move with my parents. I'm not going to move there by myself. And even now like I live with my sister. My whole family's in New York City with me. Um all doing
Wait, you
their own
live with your
things.
sister by yourselves?
Yeah, just us two.
Oh, you don't live in the house with your parents anymore?
No.
When did you move out?
I was 17, so like 2 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
And wait, how old is Dixie?
She just turned 22.
I can't believe both of you are living alone.
Yeah.
Like, doing, but, like, how are you doing your own, food shopping, your own bills, your own, I mean, I'm assuming you have, like, some help with those things.
Yeah,
But, like, are you feel like you're really, like, have your own
I
household
yeah,
vibes?
I order my own Postmates. I cook sometimes, not really. Um,
What was the decision to move out, like, of your parents' house?
Dixie wanted to move to a house and she wanted a roommate, and she was like, "I've lived with you before. I feel like it makes sense." And I was like, "Okay." And then a week later, we like moved into a house together. It worked out really
Were
perfectly.
your parents, like, upset that you guys were leaving?
I expected my mom to be in tears
And she wasn't?
No, but my dad was really upset, and I didn't expect that. He was like, "You don't have to go. You
Yeah.
really don't have to
I mean, it
go."
is a young well, I guess technically, like, you would've listen, I have 2 sisters. I get mad if they, like, copy my pants, you know? I'm
Yeah.
like, "I bought those first." Both of you are, like, in the same world. Do you get competitive?
We don't get competitive, but we do butt heads a lot. Everyone kind of says like you can't catch us both on a good day. It's like one of us is having a great day and then all of a sudden like they get tired and then all of a sudden the other one's like, "Oh my goodness, like best day ever." So we're never on the same page. When we are, it is wonderful. But we're
It
also sisters and we do fight a lot.
Yeah.
But never about anything that like actually matters.
But ever about, like, content stuff,
No.
TikTok stuff? Like, is she ever like, "Ugh, why is your engagement so much better?"
No.
No.
In the beginning, before she was even on social media, all she did was make fun of me. I was like, "This is so stupid. Like you're embarrassing me. Please stop."
Stop.
Yeah.
And then she did it, so did you, like were you like, excuse me?"
When I hit 1 million followers was when she started her account.
Did she think she was starting it in a like, a professional, like, creator way, or
No,
did she start it as, like, a personal
just for
thing?
fun. We were all doing it for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, when you met all those, like, house people, I'm assuming some of them were more, like, calculated, like, "I'm gonna be famous."
Yeah.
Yeah, and so not everybody's like you. Um, I mean, I feel like you guys with the D'Amelio show, season 3 is coming out soon. There is some Kardashian vibes
Yeah.
of, like, a family, everyone's in business together, you have the D'Amelio brands, you're like a whole empire of and that's what kinda they are, and now you're dating Landon,
Yeah.
who's also he's everyone's in the fam. So are you getting any advice from them on, like I mean, they are the I feel like the best people to give you advice.
Yeah. I mean, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
Like they're so sweet. I've definitely I think there's been one time where I went to his house and he still lives with his dad. Um and I think there's been like one time where I was like genuinely distraught and they kind of helped me. They talked me out of it a little
Yeah.
bit. But I think overall they're so supportive.
Yeah, they
Like
came to your some of your performances on Dancing
yeah.
with the Stars.
And Courtney even like posting my perfume, like little things like that where
Yeah.
it's just like she really didn't have to do that and it means a lot. And just day to day, like obviously we see each other when there's no cameras around and how truly like kind they are.
Yeah.
It's really incredible to have that type of energy, like your boyfriend's family.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And especially Courtney, like her vibe is more like, she like has the fame. She doesn't like she's not obsessed with it. She
Yeah.
loves the boundaries. She loves the family. So you got a good future step, not step mom in law,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I it's really great.
Yeah.
I'm I've always felt
Did you watch their show?
I've seen some of it, but I it was the second day that Lana and I were hanging out together. He's like, "Want to go to dinner with my family?" And I'm like, "Okay, you weirdo." And I'm like ripping my
You
closet apart. Like it's not just like you're meeting
Yeah,
family.
it's like Travis
This
Barker
is
and
this
yeah.
is scary. And I think from day one they were always like making
Wait,
sure
so
that I'm
really your second
comfortable.
hangout was with his family?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they've always been open arms with me.
That's so sweet of him. Did that turn you on as like, what a nice boy? Like that's the second hangout.
It definitely threw me a little bit at first. I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is so crazy and
Like,
so weird."
we're not that serious yet, Landon.
But it was really nice, and
And also if he got his dad's like love abilities,
yeah, he's such
like
a
Travis
sweetheart.
is such a good fucking partner and like loves so hard.
Yeah,
Did Landon get that from him?
yeah, he's like thoughtful in the ways that you don't think of. Like even he's watching my dog at home, and just like he asked to take her. He's like, "Can I watch Rebel while you're away?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" Like sending me photo updates and just everything that he can do to go out of his way, he
That's
does.
so cute. How did you guys meet?
Um, Well, we had, like, had mutual friends and everything, but my sister saw him out one night, and we were talking. I was like, "Oh, I'm so bored and, like, lonely." My friends had canceled plans on me, and she was like, "Oh, I saw Landon." She was like, "You should DM him." And I was like, "Okay," and we ended up hanging out that night, and then
Stop. You
that
made the
was it.
first. You slid in.
I did.
And he answered. How quickly did he
Like,
answer?
3 minutes.
No. Oh my God. Wait, DM on TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
So are you more of an Instagram girl now?
I think messaging-wise,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Right. Does TikTok even have messaging?
I never use it.
Huh. Wow. So if Charlie slides into anybody's DM, they see it right. It like pops up no matter what. Tell me about the music stuff because Dixie was doing music stuff,
Yeah.
and then season 2 of your show, you started dabbling. Is that still a passion? Do you think it's something you want to continue with?
Right now, no. Uh,
Was it just for fun?
yeah, it was something that I wanted to do. Like, no pressure. I just want to see what it's like, have fun, do it for no reason. And then it turned into something that was a little bit more like, okay, so now we need to put it out. And I was like, all right. And I don't know. I feel like it was fun when it was just for myself.
Yeah. Would you ever do acting?
Yeah,
That
I
you
want
would.
to.
Yeah.
I think it's so fun, and
Yeah.
that was one thing that my dad always said he thinks I'd be really good at, so I feel like I have to try it at least once for him.
Yeah. That's so cute for him. I love it. Another big storyline on the show, or not even storyline, but like theme is mental health. And like you and Dixie are both open about struggling with that. Where's your biggest struggle with mental health? Is it anxiety?
Yeah, I think anxiety is a big part of it. I've always really struggled with getting my anxiety under control, and
Like nerves? Like when you say anxiety, is it like nervousness?
yeah, nervousness and like panic attacks.
Mm,
I've always struggled with that. I think
always? Since
yeah,
when?
I was really young. Third grade?
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still get them?
Very rarely do
Oh,
I ever
good.
get like a true panic attack
Oh,
anymore.
good. How did you get that under control?
A lot of therapy and a lot of figuring out ways to help I still like before I left for New York, I had to call my mom and like have her calm me down because I was just so panicked.
About what? You did the VMAs,
Yeah, just traveling.
traveling.
Traveling really stresses me out.
Like the airplane?
No, like
Airplane doesn't.
um I have OCD, so leaving my space with all of my things is
Like you have
something.
clinical like you were diagnosed with
Yeah.
it?
So that's something that leaving my stuff is really hard for me.
Mm,
So I'm always like traveling is a lot.
and you travel a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming because of that, do you make choices like you'll only travel if it's like really important or like if you really want to do it, or are you up for anything?
Um I'm up for anything. I just have to prepare myself the right way. But that's like having it's kind of I like to say it's like two things fighting like ADHD and OCD together.
You have both.
Yeah, make it really hard to understand how you're feeling and then deal with it because yeah, I'm obsessing over this, but now I'm feeling like I need to obsess over 10 things and it's like the amount of post-it notes around my room so I can feel calm
Organized?
with all my reminders and like don't forget this, don't forget that, don't forget this. Now I need to like make sure that it's on right and is it the right color? It's that's the stuff that no one really sees,
Yeah.
but I've definitely been working more on getting that under control.
Well, good. And like it's so good that you're open about it. I'm sure it helps so many people that follow you and so many young people. Is your demographic still really young? Like are they your age? Are they are they older?
Um, it's a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of young girls, a lot of girls my age, some college age, and then a lot of parents because they're kids.
Yeah. I feel like
So,
parents, I just saw somebody podcasting here and it was like I'm having on Charlie D'Amelio. She was like, "Oh my God, like my daughter would freak out." So like, yeah, the parents know you for their daughter. Like, can
yeah.
you walk down the street in LA? Like what happens?
I mean, Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you can go to, like,
It
a bougie
depends.
restaurant
Yeah, it
and
depends where I am,
yeah.
for
Like, you
sure.
could go to, like, maybe not to a Jamba Juice, but you could go to, like, a fancy restaurant and be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay. We're almost done, but you're amazing.
Thank you.
You do things with your sister a lot, but you also do things on your own. Like you say, you do a lot with your family. What's your preference? Like, do you like having them as, like, a cushion?
I like doing things on my own.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like
You are
when
Courtney. Oh my god, that was a storyline on the last season.
Yeah, I love being able to do things by myself just because I get more nervous in front of my family, and I think sometimes it's a little harder to open up when you have like your mom and dad right next to you.
Because they can kind of fill in the blanks for you.
Yeah. But I go back and forth. Definitely this year I've enjoyed trying things on my own though.
Cool. And tell me about the show though, because you are a little bit shy and soft spoken and private and mysterious. So how does that add up with like being on a reality show and like filming your life for everybody to see?
Probably not the best.
But how did that come about? Like, were you down? Did you have to be convinced?
I don't think I really knew what to expect, and I think it's a little hard. Like, I've got a very dry sense of humor that a lot of people don't always get, and they think I'm coming across like rude, but like it was a joke. I feel like getting through all of that stuff is really hard, but it's also sometimes you say things that like, maybe I didn't mean it like that, but that's how it came across. Or in the heat of the moment, like I was just having a really bad day and I got so upset and I didn't need to. It's like things like that that are a little bit frustrating after you're done filming because you're like,
Do
really
you guys
wasn't.
have control? Are you producers and stuff?
Yeah, we're executive producers on the show, but you also, you know,
Yeah, you're not gonna like take out everywhere where
yeah.
you don't look amazing. So are you excited for the new season to come out? Do you think we're gonna see like a different side of you and the fam?
I'm excited but nervous. I think throughout filming this past season, it was a lot. Our
What was a
family
lot?
was going through a lot, and I think it was such a transitional period, and they just caught us at some of the worst times where, like, Dixie and I are screaming, arguing at each other, and
And their cameras, and you
yeah.
forget that they're there?
So it's also, like, having to relive these not so perfect times, like, 4 times because you 'cause you're filming it, and then you're talking about it, and then you see the cuts of the episodes, and then it's out and you see what everyone else is saying about it. It's, like,
Right.
a little
So, but
scary.
probably now you just kinda wanna get it over with.
Yeah.
Like, have it come out, let me deal with it, and, um, and have it be behind me. Would you keep doing it like the Kardashians, like, for, like, 10 years?
If everyone else wanted to, I would, but
Yeah?
it's definitely, like, all of the things that were happening are already resolved now, so at least knowing that, I'm like, I feel good about it.
I heard that you don't drive.
Yes.
Why?
I hate it.
Like, scares you?
Yeah.
Like, you're scared to get into an accident?
I'm scared of being in control of a car.
Really?
Like, it's really, really
Have you
nerve-wracking.
driven? A few times.
I have my license.
Yeah.
I've driven twice since I got my license, like, a couple months ago. I
So what
don't
do you
like
do?
it.
Does somebody drive you? Do you have a driver?
Yeah, for, like, certain, like, work, I'll
Yeah.
have someone take me,
But like
or
you wanna go to Air One.
I don't really.
You don't leave your house?
No.
You order everything in.
Yeah, Landon doesn't drive either. We're, like,
What?
the
Wait, why doesn't
laziest.
Landon drive?
He just doesn't, like he just hasn't gotten his license.
Oh my
He
god.
says he's, like, a great driver. Like,
Okay,
I have
prove
my
it,
license
Landon.
and you don't. We both can't drive, we know
No,
that.
that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get on if he doesn't have you have a fear, that's okay.
Yeah.
If Landon just didn't get around to
I'm like,
it,
"You should be driving me everywhere, and
yeah.
then this would be perfect."
And it's kinda hot when a guy, like, drives stick or
Yeah,
something.
right?
Yeah. Do you watch any reality shows?
Yeah.
What do you watch?
Jersey Shore.
You do?
Yeah.
What? Like the family like the
But all
oldies?
of it. I'm, like, up to date. Only reason I haven't seen this past week's episode is because Lana and I watch it together, and I'm waiting till I get back, so we'll have 2 episodes next week.
Did both of you love it independently and then met and were like, we both love Jersey Shore? Or did one of you start
Um,
watching because of the other?
well, actually, I was doing Dancing with the Stars with Vinny, and I was like, after it ended, I was like, okay, I need to watch this show.
Oh, it was after that you started?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny. And you loved it. That is so random.
Yeah.
I love it. So no like Bravo stuff. Bravo or
Not-
like,
Not really.
did you meet any celebs that like disappointed you? That weren't like who you thought they were going to be?
No.
No. Another question for you about celebs. So many breakups lately. Have you noticed? Do you care
Yeah.
about like entertainment news? Are you interested in like what's happening in like the celebrity world? Are you like, oh my God,
Yes and
Joe and
no.
Sophie broke up?
Sometimes with like certain things, I'm like, okay, well, let me actually get to the bottom of this because like I know people that know this.
Oh, you're
let me
like,
see
if
what's
I'm in
going
it, then
on.
I'm going to get the tea.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But there's always like I keep pretty up to date, but some things I just have no idea.
So who's your favorite actor?
Ooh. Maybe like Sarah Paulson.
She's
I
amazing.
love her.
She's really great. And favorite musician?
Pim
Dixie.
Stones. Oh, yeah, Dixie.
And who else?
Pim Stones.
Okay, of course you like cool music that I haven't heard
Like
of.
sad music.
Oh, it is?
He's
Are
so
you
good.
emo?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is Landon emo?
I don't think so.
Both of you kind of give a little.
He like can lean more punk.
Oh, yeah. I can see
But
that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty basic. Keep it pretty basic.
Do you think that people still think of you as a kid, like because you started as a kid? And I mean, you're not a kid, you're a teenager technically. Wait, when's
Yeah.
20 for you?
May
Oh, you're May? May what?
1st.
Okay, so not a Gemini. I was
No.
like, you do not give Gemini.
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus, very stable.
For the most part. I look crazy. What are you?
Gemini,
Oh, okay.
a lot crazy.
I'm gonna tell you, I have some Gemini friends, and I love them.
Yeah, we're very
They
cool.
get the like two-faced thing. but
Yeah.
I've seen it's like personal and work mode.
Yeah.
I feel like that's great. I
Yeah.
love that in a Gemini. Like
Yeah.
they're so determined. I think it's great.
Do you care about like astrology and
I
stuff?
do.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Yeah. To dabble, not to
Yeah.
like become obsessed.
Yeah.
Charli, you're an angel on earth. Thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course.